National Working Committee today waiting on the Senate executive on part. Oyegun-led executive met with the Senate caucus at the National Assembly. And INEC is planning big ahead of the 2019 general elections. Commission holds strategy meeting to discuss policies and plans to set up a prosecution unit for electoral offences. That's our focus on the program. Many thanks for joining in, everyone. This is Politics Today Live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Wakimalo. Many thanks for staying with us, everyone. Let's now tell you about the much-awaited plan to launch the federal government's 3-year economic recovery plan, Recovery and Growth Plan, the ERGP, will be done tomorrow by President Muhammadu Buhari at the presidential villa. According to a statement by the presidential spokesperson, Femi Adesina, the ceremony will take place in the council chambers of the presidential villa at 11 a.m. The Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Udo Udoma, had earlier released a document while the president was away on vacation. The medium term, which had earlier been approved by the Federal Executive Council, has amongst its broad strategic objectives restoring sustainable, accelerated inclusive growth and development, investing in the people, and building a globally competitive economy. And now let's move swiftly to issues relating to the electoral amendment. The National Electoral Commission, INEC, is planning to make future elections better, and they're starting now. The commission has met today in Abuja with stakeholders from politicians to civil society organizations, and their plan is to validate the 2012-2016 INEC strategic plan and strategic program of action, which was developed soon after the conduct of the 2011 general elections, to provide the needed strategic direction for the Commission's programs and activities. Well, as that plan is going on, speakers at that forum are talking about best ways in achieving a better election in Nigeria. Some of them are proposing that there should be a special unit to prosecute electoral offenders. Again, in the National Assembly, the issue of electoral amendment took center stage today when lawmakers are discussing the amendment and the redefining of the Nigeria Electoral Act ahead of the 2019 election. And this is one of the thoughts of one of the lawmakers on the floor of the Green Chamber earlier today.
The point of law in Nigeria today is that when a candidate died during an election, the party can bring another candidate to take over his vote, and the election is concluded, and the vote counts for him. It is only in Nigeria that you can have such thing happening. There is need to cure this malady in the electoral system. The justices that we have today, how are they interpreting our law? They can interpret it for this man today, the same thing they will interpret it in another way for another man. You cannot be sure of justice in our system. This amendment is trying to cure a malady, and we have to cure it immediately. A time will come, you may not even need to just sit down. Your opponent at the election, just find a way to kill him, poison him. At the middle of the election, he's gone. You score second position, you come and take over his votes. That is not right. Anything we are doing in this nation, we have to know that there is God. The fear of God, if you are a legislator, legislate with the fear of God.
Yes, that conversation on the floor of the House of Representatives earlier today. Don't forget that the situation in Kogi election, the governorship election, which brought about a lot of the lacuna in the Nigerian Electoral Act, is bringing a lot of issues, and people are saying those issues must be tackled before the 2019 election. Just last week, the Senate passed the amendment on the Electoral Act. Let's get my colleague now, Larry Lasisi, who has monitored this proceeding there for us in the National Assembly, to give us more on this issue. Thank you so much, Larry, for joining us on the program. What do you have more details on this one? Because we were expecting that there will be some level of concurrence with the House of Reps on the amendment of the Electoral Act as passed by the Senate last week. What is the latest, and what is this conversation all about today?
Okay, well, let me start, Sheon, by telling you that, yes, the House of Reps is working on the Electoral Act just as the Senate did last week. It's just that the Senate concluded their own